What's up, everyone? My name's Alicia. Welcome to the Double A Homestead channel. Today, we are in my basement. The reason why we are down here is because what we are going to be doing, or what I'm going to show you what I'm doing, is going to be a little bit smelly. I personally don't mind the smell. Some others can't really handle it. So if you can put it in the basement or in the garage, that's up to you. I'm not going to put it outside just because of the weather. It's snowing and it hasn't been that great. But anyway, what we're going to be doing today is making onion powder. So our local grocery store had an amazing deal on onions. It was if you buy 7, you get them for $7. So we went and we got a bunch of onions. As you can see, this isn't all of them. We have many more upstairs. Um, I'm very limited on space for my dehydrator. Unfortunately, last year or the year before, our big one that we had went out of service. And I think the motor or the fan went out. I'm not 100% sure which one, maybe both. It just was squeaking really loud. So thankfully we have this one still, but I would like to invest one that's a little bit bigger, but that's neither here or there. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do, I do have a Ziploc bag here, and I'm actually going to go get my holder. I'll be right back. I've got this nifty little thing here. I don't know what it's called, honestly, but it extends and you can use it for your plastic bags and it's going to hold them for you so you don't have to fuss with it. And I am going to put my onion scraps in here because I save those when I make chicken broth. All right, that's set up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this started. And take this apart. I'm going to start at the very bottom and then just keep adding layers as I go. I'm going to start at the very bottom layer, obviously, or I mean, you can do it anyway. You can start by layer and then add layers, however it works for you. But I've got my bag set up, I've got my onions here, and I'm going to take the ends off and then slice in half. And I'm going to go ahead and take that layer off. Easy peasy. Now, I usually wear goggles. Andrew has a motorcycle, and with that motorcycle comes, we've invested in goggles. So when you are cutting onions up, so many onions up, tends to affect you. So I like to try to protect my eyes in that process because no one likes the burn. So now we've got onion cut up and it's easy as that. We're just going to go ahead and layer these and try to get as many as possible on here. So we've got no wasted space because it is a little bit smaller than my other one. And also, if you guys have any suggestions on a dehydrator that does the job for the price, let me know. I am in the market since my other one went out. In this day and age, you just never know what you're really going to get for the price. So I'd definitely appreciate that. But I'm going to go ahead and start getting these trays filled and I'll be back. Whew. I don't think I've blown my nose more than I have this time in my entire life. But that is done. We have onions in here. Now, it didn't take a whole bag. I was hoping, I had higher hopes that I would be using more onions in here than what I actually used. I'm kind of surprised, which is fine. I can keep running batches, no big deal. Now that I have all of that taken care of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this right up behind me and get this plugged in, and we'll get it started. I'm actually going to get rid of this towel here. I don't want that sitting on this. Then we'll turn it on. We're going to start with the time. And I'm not going to go specifically to this time on here. I just set it at a certain time, just that way if I forget about it, it still runs. I'm going to check on it tomorrow morning though and see how we are doing. Now, I think this one runs a little bit cooler than what a traditional dehydrator does, because I have ran it at the temperature that has been specified for certain things and it just does not work out. So I tend to set it a little bit higher. Could probably go a little bit higher here, but I'm pretty sure this is what the temperature I had it last time I ran onions. I'm going to check it tomorrow morning and see how it is and then adjust from there. So we will see you tomorrow morning. I am back. It has been a few days actually. They finished the other day. I just didn't get a chance to get to it. It took a little over 24 hours for them to dehydrate on 130 degrees-ish. I did bump it down a little bit when it started getting closer to being done. I didn't want to cook them, so they are finished. And if you are unsure on how to tell if they are finished or if they are finished, is you can hear the crunch. So we are all set to go. We're going to put these. Now I'm going to try my blender. When I made garlic powder, I used my blender, or I think it was my food processor, and it didn't get it to the granules that I wanted. It was almost like it was just too thick. So I'm gonna give this a try, hoping that this will work. If not, I do have a attachment to my KitchenAid that is like a mill, and I can use that to get the consistency that I want. I should have got a towel and then set these on towel and done it that way, but that's okay. They're just gonna fall to the bottom. They shrink up and I can just dump the bottom in here, no big deal. I've got all of my dehydrated onions in my blender. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, give it a whirl, see what happens. Looks like it actually did a pretty good job. Now, the only thing that I'm concerned about is when I open this, it's going to go poof and it's going to get onion powder everywhere. So I'm going to let it settle for a second while it's in here before I dump anything out. Now that it seems that it has settled a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. It's all stuck to the lid a little bit. I might have to get a spoon. Now I can see, because I've got measurements on the front here, looks like I got about a half a cup out of all of that, which I was hoping for a little bit more, But I still have a lot of onions that I need to get through this dehydrator, so it's not too much of a concern. There still is a little flaky, but it's not terrible. I can definitely, I mean, it's onions. I can smell the onions. It smells good. Fantastic. And now we have onion powder that we can use. I'm really excited to share this with you guys because something as simple as this, you can fill up your pantry and feel good about it because you know what's in it instead of having all of those preservatives and whatever they put in our food these days. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and you were able to learn something today. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share button. We really appreciate that. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.